All right. It is Wednesday, March 27th, and it's almost 10:15 here on the West Coast. And as you can see, a lot more trades today than I've got in the past previous 2 days. Total of 9 trades today. I was 6 and 3. I actually believe at one point I was 6 and 1, and my last two trades of the day were losses. So it was actually overall a very good day. And then fell apart a little bit right at the end. But overall, I actually feel good about today, and I'll get into talking about that in a minute. But you can check out my live stream every day between 10 and 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 a.m. and 9:30 East Coast. And the 80% discount is ending today after the session close. You can use this discount code or any other. And the 1 day pass as well expires at the end of today's session. So we'll have to see what promo they run next. But this code will work for whatever the best promo is at any given time. And the link is down below in the description if you want to click the link and sign up, and you can use this code. All right, so 6 and 3 today, 67%. Doesn't sound great, right? For the week, I'm now 7 and 5, 58%. Definitely not one of my better weeks. And overall, 156 wins and 39 losses for the year, which is 195 trades, right at 80%. So, truly, honestly, percentage-wise, I'm a little bit lower than I ideally would like to be at. I'd like to be closer to 85%, but I'm actually really happy with today. And the reason why I'm happy with today is because today was a better day for my trading, or I should say a better day for trading my system the way I'm supposed to trade. And because I'm trading my system the way I'm supposed to trade it today, I had 9 trades. And honestly, I could have stopped at 6 and 1 and been at 7 trades, which would still have been great. But I had good charts, and there was no reason to quite stop at that point. And I did blow 2 accounts, and it's pretty crazy because account 31, if you remember, was within $64, I think it was, of passing. And when I get into the trade, I'll explain how not only did I take a loss, but ended up blowing up the account. Had to do with using my trade copier. I use a sim account as my leader, and then I use a copier, and my Apex accounts are my follower accounts. And there was a little glitch in the copy. But I'll get into the reason for that. It was a very unique situation, and literally the trade came within 1 tick of my profit target. And if it went through my profit target by 1 more tick, I would have had a winning trade and a evaluation that would have passed and became a PA account from this account today. So a little bit of a bummer, but it really didn't get to me. And I was able to go on and pick up a couple more wins before the last 2 losses occurred. So that really wasn't a part of it at all. And today, I really just was proud of myself for trading confidently, not being hesitant, trading my system, just believing in trading it the way it's supposed to be traded, and letting the results be what they were going to be. And thankful to get wins on each of my 3 PAs today. And, the losses are going to fall where they're going to fall. And the thing I'm here to do is just trade my system the way I know I'm supposed to trade it, and let those losses occur where they're supposed to occur, and not try to overthink things too much. Because when I overthink, I skip trades, I miss winning trades. And then when I take a trade that I think is good because I'm thinking about it, that's the trade that, of course, is going to lose. And that's what I ran into yesterday. I could have had a couple wins yesterday, but I skipped them. And then by the time I finally decided to take a trade, that was, of course, the trade that lost. And then I took another one, and that, of course, was the trade that lost, both on my PA accounts. Today, both PA accounts are in the green. So let's get into the trading, and I'll get more into this. I want to keep this as short as possible, considering there's 9 trades. So let's get into it. All right, so here we go. Now, I started trading right at 7 o'clock, which is right before I entered my first trade of the day. And you can see we were moving up in the overnight session, and then we had a steep 2-leg sell-off right into the previous day close, which is this blue line here. And I literally started my stream. It was right at 7 o'clock, and you can see I entered at 6:59 and 32 seconds. So I had my stream running before 7 o'clock by just a minute or two. And, if I'm measuring the legs, you can see that, like one leg down, 2 legs down, wasn't even reached yet. But I'm keeping all of this out of my trading. I came in today. My priority was to not do what I did yesterday. So to not skip entries, to take, if I have a chart that's winning for every entry, and that's what my system is based off of, every second entry on this chart was working for my profit target. And so these are the charts I look to trade off of, and I just am supposed to take every entry that comes until a loss comes on the chart. That's the way I do it. And so the second entry that happened was right off of the previous day close line. It's not a trade I would normally be able to take. It's a terrible signal bar. It's an inside bar. It's not a new low. And I took the trade because I'm supposed to. It worked just enough for my profit target, my scalp, and picked up 9 ticks on PA2 for $123. I traded 3 contracts on this one, and I'll probably continue to trade 3 contracts to get back to trying to get a payout a little bit quicker. So it's a 50K account. It can support trading 3 contracts, and there's no reason for me not to. So that's what I'm doing there. Picked up that win. This is a trade. If I'm doing any analysis at all, I can't take this trade. But because I'm relying on my system and trading the chart itself and not the individual setup, I was able to take the trade, and I took it. And I felt really proud of myself for taking it. And this is a prime example of why I'm supposed to take the trade. I'm not picking a direction. It's not that I think it's going back up. It's just that it should work for at least my profit target, and then it might go further down, but it doesn't matter. I've already gotten in and out of the trade, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Trade 2, PA6, same thing, a setup that I would never be able to take. It's far from the EMA. It's far from previous day low or previous day close. It's not the best signal bar. The bars are stacked up. If I'm doing any analysis, I can't take this trade. But based on my system, it's a trade I'm supposed to take. It's also being taken off of an inside bar again, and it works. Now, these are trades I would skip if I'm applying any analysis. Like yesterday or the day before, I would have skipped these trades, and I wouldn't have a win on 2 accounts now. But I took the trade. I got 9 ticks, and I picked up $82 on PA6. So then trade 3, the same chart. Again, same story. I would never be able to take this trade if I'm analyzing and trying to take a trade based on PA rules as I learn them. But just doing what I'm supposed to do today. I told myself when I started today, I was going to take every trade that came up, every entry. I'm not going to skip. I'm just going to take them as I can take them, and win or lose, it's going to go the way it goes. And so I took this trade on PA7. I got 11 ticks, made $102. Would have never been able to take this trade. Now, here's where I switched to a different chart, and this is where I picked up my first loss of the day. And as you can see here, this is the same story. I would never be able to take this trade if I was trading by any rules. Now, on this trade, this is the bar that I entered on. It was an engulfing bar, so there's a first entry ticked above and then second entry below this bar here. And so I entered 1 tick below. And now on this account, 31, if you remember, I was about $64 away from passing. So I figured I needed about 8 ticks. Honestly, I might have only needed 7 ticks, but I was trying to account for commissions as well. So I went for 8 ticks. So I manually moved my profit target limit order to 8 ticks. And because my, as you can see here, I trade on the sim leader account, and then it copies to my Apex accounts. And then that way I can choose how many contracts I want and which account I want to trade, just all in one window. And I don't have to open the trade copier or the trade order window or whatever that was. So I manually moved my profit target to exactly 8 ticks. And what happened here, if you can see this, I got out of the trade. But to my surprise and amazement, when I got out of the trade and I thought I won the trade, I actually only got taken out of my sim account because it only went exactly 8 ticks before it started turning back up. And so my sim account got filled and my ATM turned off, but my my Apex evaluation account was still in this trade. And there was no way to exit it with a profit. By the time I realized I was still in the trade, I looked up here and I was down like $300 because price had come like up here again. And so I decided, okay, I'm just going to wait and hope that it comes back down to get me out of the trade. And it didn't. And so then when this bar came up here, I guess my stop is still on my copier, or it was really confusing. I haven't gone back to watch this, so I still don't even really know exactly how this happened. But somewhere up here, my Apex account got taken out of the trade. I'm assuming it hit the stop that was still there for that account. So now I had a loss of, $800 or whatever it was. And then this bar formed and started going back down. I believe this is how it worked. I decided to enter the trade again. I just entered on the fly. And I added one contract. I got in for one contract. Then as it moved down, I added a second contract. So I was in for two contracts, hoping that it would just go down far enough for me to pass. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to try to pass it. And then it turned against me and I was in for two contracts and my drawdown was already, $800 or $900 worse than it started as. And so it only needed to go another 600 or so, 700 in the wrong direction. And then this is where I got liquefied and blew the account. So it was just a strange circumstance. I mean, it technically worked for the trade that I wanted it to. It should have been a winner. But when you have a limit order, it needs to tick through it usually, and it didn't tick through. So I got bottom ticked and was literally within one tick of passing that account, and it went against me. So unfortunately, I did blow up that account today. It's a bummer to be that close. I guess that's probably the closest I've ever been to passing an account that then blew up, because it was literally one tick. If this had ticked one tick further, I would have passed it. Or if I had made my profit target one tick less, the trade would have closed. And I don't know if I would have passed or not, but it would have been a winning trade. So just a circumstance, just the way it goes. Go back and check out my live stream. I leave it on there to be able to go back and look at the trades. I'm going to go back and look at it at some point myself to see exactly how it went and look at the profit that it was in to see if it was passed or not. I wasn't watching it close enough because I was expecting it to fill. And when it did fill, I thought it filled my Apex account and it didn't. So just the way it goes. So that was my first loss of the day. Went back to my first chart that I was trading. This is trade 5. I traded on evaluation 27. I got 11 ticks. Again, it's another trade I wouldn't be able to normally take, but I took it, trading my system, got the win. And then trade 6 on evaluation 29. Same thing, probably not a trade I could take going into the EMA, but I took it. It looked like it was going to work against me at first and maybe not work, but then it ended up working out. I got 15 ticks on that trade. And at this point I was 5-1, and on evaluation 29, I made $198 on that trade. And then I switched to a different chart, as you can see here. And on this chart, again, another trade that I wouldn't be able to take if applying any rules, standard rules, but this was a second entry short below this candle. You can see it's a bullish candle closing above the EMA. I took it below, worked for 20 ticks. That was my best scalp of the day. It was probably one of the worst looking trades, right? And 20 ticks on the evaluation 33. $228 on that one. And then back to my original chart. Again, these charts are all no losses on these charts for the whole day. And so I took this trade here. And if you look at this, this trade actually worked for my usual 11 tick scalp. It went 12 ticks. And but unfortunately, I'm going for a little bit more. I'm trying to capture a little bit more than the usual 11 ticks. So this is just one of those situations where maybe late in the day, I should reduce it to only going for 11 ticks. And that's something I'll have to think about moving forward. But it did work for 11 ticks. And so I don't feel bad about it. But I took the loss going for more. And took a $856 loss basically, but that account is fine. Just a little bit under starting balance, but plenty of drawdown. And this is the account that was almost dead a couple weeks ago. It was down to like 600 in drawdown, and I brought it all the way back in time for it to renew. And so I'll just keep working on it. I could have and probably should have moved my stop to the previous swing, because in these cases where my signal bar gets engulfed on my entry bar, that is a rule that I can do that, and it would have saved me and would have ended up working and being a winner. So that influenced me on my next trade, because this could have not been a loss. This could have been a win, but I'll accept the loss, no problem. And so then I switched to my last chart of the day that was left with no losses. And I took this trade short. And again, did this work? The low was, I was in at 8 and it went to 450. So that's another trade that worked for 7 ticks. Excuse me, for 11 ticks. And so if I was just going for 11 ticks this late in the day, and I think that's what I'll do after 9 o'clock, I'll just look for 11 ticks at that point. So again, it could have been a winning trade, but it wasn't. And unfortunately, in this case, I thought that this bar was going to engulf my signal bar again, my entry bar. So I did move it to the previous swing, and I just made that decision based on my previous trade I just showed. Where is it? Here, that if I had moved it to the previous swing, it would have kept me safe and I would have had a drawdown, but it would have recovered before blowing my account, and I would have ended up taking a winner. So I had that in my mind. And so on this trade, I did that. But unfortunately, for one, I didn't keep my mind right and noticed that it never actually engulfed. So when it didn't engulf, I should have moved it back here and taken the loss where I was supposed to take it. It would have saved the account from being blown up. It would still have been an $800 loss or something, I think. But whatever, it would have been better than blowing it up. But I just didn't realize in real time I'd already committed to moving it. And I think on evaluations, I'm fine to do that. I don't really want to do it on PAs, but on evaluations, I will. So it was a little bit of a mental error, just that when it didn't engulf, to just move it back. But I was already committed, and also just realizing that on 25K accounts, you're gonna risk blowing the account because there's just not enough drawdown. So maybe on 25K accounts I won't do that. I don't know. I'll still think about it, but I don't feel bad about it. It's just circumstance again. The trade would have worked for my typical scalp, and so the system is working, and I just need to maybe adjust when it gets to about 9 o'clock and just go for a little bit less. Go for the 11. Don't try to get more. And that would have saved me from 2 losses today. So all in all, a really good day. I'm happy with the day. I've improved 6 accounts. I lost 2 accounts, but that's okay, because this account actually comes back in a week. It renews, so it'll be renewed and reset. I'll have that evaluation back. This one, unfortunately, was the first day I traded on it and blew it up on the first day. That wasn't the plan, but it's just a matter of circumstance. Just talked about it, and these are kind of like first time situations that I've dealt with these, so I'll just be a little bit better in the future. And at the end of the day, it's really not that big of a deal. And the reason I say it's not that big of a deal is because the 2 blown accounts, well, I lost $30 each. That's how much I paid for that account for the month. And they will reset, and I'll pay another $29.70. This should say 70, but I'll pay another $29.70, and I'll have that account back, and I'll just continue. And so it's really not that big of a deal when you think about it in those terms. So I lost $60 today, and overall, the rest of the accounts are moving towards their goals. And for all of those reasons, I feel really good about today. I had 9 trades today. I could have stopped at 6-1. I kept going, turned into a 6-3 day, 67% overall. Not the best showing, but I stuck to my guns. I traded the system the way I'm supposed to trade it. If not for a few like really circumstantial, specific, weird circumstances, today easily could have been a 9-0 day when you think about it. The first trade I lost that could have passed the account got bottom ticked, just one more tick, or if I moved my profit target one tick less, that would have given me a winning trade. Whether it would have passed for one tick less, I'm not entirely sure, but it would have been right there within a couple dollars, I guess. Just the way it goes. My second losing trade, if I had moved the stop to the previous swing, then it would have been saved and I would have got the win. Or if I had reduced to my standard profit target scalp, would have got the win. And on my last loser, same thing. If I reduced it to just my standard profit scalp, would have been a win. So a lot of reasons to not feel bad about today. I take a lot of positive things out of it. And for me, it's just overall a better day for my trading, my system, the way I'm supposed to trade it, not trade it like yesterday where I was scared and timid, skipped some trades that would have been winners for my PA accounts. And then I paid the price yesterday by taking a loss. And I think that's what happens when I start thinking about the payout. I'm getting close. I tighten up. I start like skipping trades because it doesn't feel good. But I mean, the reality is, like, look at all my trades today. Like, none of these trades felt good today. They all basically, all these yellow arrows all looked bad today, but they all worked. And that's the system. They're not supposed to look good. It doesn't matter if they look good. The individual setup doesn't have to look good. It's just about giving myself the best chance to pick up the most wins in a day. So I'm going to stop there. It's already a 20-minute video. I appreciate you watching. I know for a lot of people, you can see these results at the bottom and go like, oh man, that's bad. And if you look at the numbers here, you know, it's like I lost $4,000. So overall, if you add the green numbers and the red numbers together, it's like I'm down 3,000 for the day, but I'm not down 3,000 for the day. 6 of my accounts are positive and working towards their goals, and 2 of them blew up. They don't matter anymore. And one of them was set back 850. And it's like, they're tickets, right? I lost 856 in tickets. I need to play the game tomorrow and get some of it back. And it's all working towards an ultimate goal. No individual day P&L matters. No individual loss matters. No individual account blow up matters. My strategy and my risk management is all based on the collective of the accounts. So, you know, all it takes is one payout of any of these accounts. And well, it takes one payout of PA2 to be break even. I'll still be a little bit red if I get a max payout of the other accounts. But look, this is all part of the process, and we'll see how it works out. So if you're interested to see how this continues for me, I hope you'll like and subscribe. And let's see how things move forward from here. But this is the way I'm going to trade. This is how I have to trade. This is what works best for me. And, you know, a 6 and 3 day could have easily been a 9 and 0 day. But the thing I take away is I traded the way I'm supposed to trade. I'm trading every entry and letting the dice fall where they will. So tomorrow is the last trading day of the week. Friday is Good Friday. There's no trading in the market. The market will be closed. Monday is a regular day, so I'll also be trading on Monday. And I really do believe I've said it all. So 195 trades for the year already. So if I get 5 trades tomorrow, I've got 200 trades for the first 3 months, which is terrific for me, even despite these couple setbacks today. So let's see where I go from here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Using my code if you don't mind. That also helps me out. I appreciate it. And I hope you had a good trading day. And let's continue the journey tomorrow. I'm out of here. Thanks. Bye.